Alrighty, we are live. Hello, my good people. How are you? I'm successful. I have one more day being able to go live on all my platforms at one time. Because if I decide to keep StreamYard, I'll be down to 3 platforms only. Alrighty then. Why are we not live over here? There we go. Hello there. Y'all tend to be a little bit more active in the morning, so how you doing? Hey girl, hey. Hey dude, hey. What up? Incredible morning, Aquisha. Purple Barbie. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Do 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 do. Alrighty, let's see here. So if you happen, I don't know how long this video is going to be because this is a live. And we tend to go with the flow here. So if this happens to be a long video, like for the replay, and you happen to have still clicked on this, hello, welcome. You are very, very brave. No, I'm just kidding. Do know that this is a live broadcast. This is not pre-recorded. Hence, for a while, you do not click on it, even though it's just showing up on it might just be showing up on your feed while you're not clicking on it and immediately hearing me talking, starting with an intro, because this is a live broadcast. This is how I prefer to kind of do a lot of my content. It helps those in real time who are able to be on with us live. But if you are watching the playback, you reap the benefits of it. And, you kind of have the best of both worlds because you get the information, but you also get to kind of skip through if need be, compared to those who have to kind of sit around. But those who do stick around with us live, they get help and get the information and engage with us in real time. And some people appreciate that. So I want to just kind of put that disclaimer out there now. If you are watching this, there will be moments of silence because sometimes I will read a question and I'm waiting for a reply so that there's continuity. Just felt the need to let you guys know how it works over here in the professor world when we go live and we do videos such as this. All right. So, with that being said, incredible morning, all of my beautiful creatives. All right. How are you guys doing? Make sure that wait, what is it that Kevin wasn't in that chick angel? Boom, boom, boom. I don't see how they do that. Like they do that crap for like a good solid like minute or two. Boom, 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 bam, bam. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so crazy. But no, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Double tap that screen, give this video a like. Share with us where you are watching from. You never know if you might meet a creative friend there in the chat who's in the same area as you. All right, so Crystal, hello, Yesenia, incredible morning. Thank you guys so very much for tapping in. Excusez-moi. Hola, hola. Hey, girl, you over here on both platforms. Thank you for dropping those peacocks. Incredible morning, Jamila. How art thou? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Incredible morning. All right. So, If you could wave a magical wand and have a discussion about anything, what would that anything be? If you could wave a magic wand and someone would give you advice, direction, or start a conversation to set you in the right direction, what topic would that be on? Georgia, hey, our North Carolina, North Kakalaki, were you in the path of the storm? How are you and your family faring out when it comes to the path of the storm? Incredible morning. All right, so let me share this out. Share it out. The heck is that? Hold on, y'all. The way I grabbed my I'm gonna show TikTok what I grabbed because I didn't know what the heck that was. Look, this thing right here is solid, baby. I was gonna bust somebody upside their head with my button maker, baby. Okay. Craft supplies can be good weapons because this ain't that plastic one from Amazon, baby. This that good one I don't had for 20 years, and I was about to bust somebody upside their head because I'm like, what the heck was going on over there? I didn't know what that sound was. Y'all laughing, baby. This 20-year button maker was sure enough about to pop somebody. Oh. Aquisha, don't laugh at me. I lost power for 2 days on the east side of Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, 2 days. Did you lose everything in your refrigerator? Baby, it was about to be on and popping. Okay. Now that, well, I can't help you with that one. I'm sorry. Can't help you with that one. Hey, just say, just a little flooding and falling branches. I'm fine. Thank you for that. For that update. Good to know that you guys are safe and fine there. So nobody else has like one wish, one wish. Man, y'all are, it's like Yesterday, y'all had these random questions, and I was like on like really teaching something, and then we had a lot of random questions. But today, I asked a question: if you could wave a magic wand and learn something today that would help you in your creative endeavors, in whatever, what would that thing be? If someone could help you learn that today. Unfortunately, in the world of crafting, there was no such thing as simple life. It's going to take some other stuff. I can't really help you with that. Like, that means that everything else would have to be taken care of, and you would just have to have money, and then you're just doing crafting on the side. But if you're running a business where you are hands on, there is really nothing simple about that. So, yeah, incredible morning. All right. So, I do see one here. What is the secret to longevity in the craft or creative business? Okay. I saw it. I was hoping that we would have more than one Jamila. But yeah. So, what is the secret to longevity in the craft and creative business? So that can be that can be a couple different things for different people. Crafting, so it's no secret. First, let me introduce myself. My bad, because there might be new people here. I am Shakia the Professor. Our company is HS Ink 365. We're the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry Submation paper, Submation ink. I was out of town this past weekend, so I could not do like the final rollout and promo for the pre-orders, which our pre-orders come in through the West Coast, so we should be good. And hopefully all this other stuff with the East Coast ports will be wrapped up by the time this would arrive. But we're going to close this out on Friday because I missed a few days. So for the tacky sheets and the rolls, they are on pre-order, and they will be, we'll close it out, and the order will be submitted on Friday. Okay. So to make sure you take advantage of that. We are also the home of Silhaholics Anonymous 365 Creative Academy, where we help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes and trainings. Our flagship is our Essentials Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio is the program that is used to control the Silhouette family of machines: Cameo, Portraits, Curio, Mint, Alpha. However, you can use it as a standalone graphic designing software, mainly for vector, but you can create things like invitations and signs and banners and party favors, memorials, Tumblr wraps, anything for Submation. Like, you can really, really do a lot with Silhouette Studio. So don't count it out. I mean, it never hurts to have another program, in your arsenal for creating, especially if you are someone that relies on Canva a lot, because if their system goes down, you have no access to it because it is completely web-based. I know Canva is, I know you guys love it, being able to do it on the go, but you also have to understand when they're doing maintenance, if anything happens with their server, you lose access to your designs and the ability to fully create and save and all those things. If you have a business, you got to have a backup plan. All right. So you have to have all of your bases covered. And Silhouette Studio can help you do that on the design front, and of course printing, because there is no option to print directly from Canva. You cannot create your design and simply hit print and have it go to a printer. You have to download it and save it, and then send it to print. So be mindful of that. But that takes me into part of the answer for this question. And part of it is going to be being prepared. Always looking forward for not the next best trend, not the, next season and things of that nature, but how to be able to service more clients, service more customers. Even if it's something as simple as you're going to add on a machine that you already know, like add another one. If you started off with one Cricut machine and now business is revving up for you, you want to add another one. If you started off with one Cameo, you want to add another. If you started off with 3 and you decide you want to add 4 more, but when you are increasing your output, that is going to help with your longevity. Also, preparing for those not so favorable moments is also going to aid in your longevity. You may have a second heat press. You might not, well, at least plan for it, right? You will have that money set to the side so that you can get another or have another heat press. I have 3. I don't always use the other one. I mean, it got granted, it was given to me, my second Hotronix. But if anything was to happen, like where it just stopped working, I have a backup. My business does not stop because of one machine going out. The other part of it is not spending, like if you're going to do a business. So we're not saying the secret to longevity in crafting. The important part on that is business on the end and being prepared to purchase new equipment if needed. It's so many of you guys that rely on things like cutting machines, printers, things of that nature, especially when you're dealing with those Epson printers. If that printer goes down and you have not made provisions to have money set aside, so where if this goes down, I'm going to either buy another printer, or you have a list of resources, people close to you, especially if you're in a time crunch, you need people that are in your city where it's like, hey, this is done. I've already designed it. I just need it to be printed out. If it's something where you're going to print it, but then you can cut it yourself, or they can print it, you're going to sub it, or, hey, my printer's working, I'm going to print these out. Do you think I could come and use your heat press? Like, I'm not even asking for you to do it. Can I come use your heat press to finish it? Like, what resources do you have written down, like where they are at the ready? In this business, you have to be prepared for the unknown. To me, that is the secret to longevity. Is just being prepared and then having a game plan for elevation, for scaling. And that is not always, creating a digital product or creating a course, becoming an instructor. I'm going to tell you, this is not easy doing this every day and trying to help people and instructing. It, to me, sometimes it is more draining than the creating part, because I still actively teach. I'm not just the face and the voice of my company. You attend a class, you're going to get me. Now, there are times, I'm not saying that like that's all, like it needs to be that way all the time. Like if there's like a summit or a conference or something, yes, you want to hear the perspectives of others. And I can't wait until I can get, a lot of people who are great in their fields together, which, hopefully that's coming very, very soon. But as far as like teaching Silhouette Studio, or if I'm teaching foam board, like I've mastered it. I enjoy teaching it. So I'm not at a point where I just want to just be the face and just, I'm the one that's bringing people in, but somebody else is like teaching it. I'm just not at that point yet. I enjoy doing this part of it, but it can be very, very draining because you have people pulling on you for information every single day. Compared to when you have an order, it's like, okay, hey, let's discuss the order. Here's payment. It's going to be due on this day. And as long as like I'm, within my deadlines, I don't really get, clients pressuring me. Is it done? Is it done? It was going to be done, and constantly calling me. So I'm, that part for me was always easier. But now it's just, so I wouldn't say that scaling your business means that you have to now teach it, because everybody isn't a great teacher. Everyone is great at explaining things. And some people don't do well with, someone having a repeated question like over and over and over again. They feel like, oh, well, you should just get it. I'm not going to repeat myself. And that to me is not a sign of a good instructor or a good teacher. So it's not for everyone. But in your craft business, there are things that you can do where it goes from a craft business to a full-on business, because you are investing in bigger equipment, you're investing in more efficient equipment, you're investing in help to help you. Not doing it yourself is another secret to longevity in this business. You have to let go of this mindset that because you're doing everything yourself, you are going to be super, super wealthy and rich because all the money is going to come to you. That is the fastest way to burn out. Okay. So hopefully that answer helps. All right. So let's see over here. How you gain and keep your followers and customers. I can't say for followers because people fall off like flies. For customers, it's just providing quality, service. Over promise. No, I'm sorry, under promise, over delivering. That is one of the things I think that keeps people kind of coming back. Being present and being consistent is also something that keeps customers coming back because you stay on the forefront of their mind. I need to start planning like that. Incredible morning. Okay, so let's see. Oh, learn to be as good of a designer as you are. Well, if that is the case, and you want to be able to do that, my question to you is, how often, whether it is Silhouette Studio, if it is Photoshop, if it is Canva, if it is Illustrator, how often are you in that program just playing around in it and just trying things out? How many pictures do you have in your phone of screenshots, or you have taken pictures of billboards, you have taken pictures of posters and different designs, and you try to recreate that on your, in your design software? If that's not something that you're doing, then it's going to be very hard to become as good as a designer, because I practice the same way that athletes go to practice. They know the game, yet they have to go to practice. When you are practicing, there's no, there might, be scores and stuff, but it's not counted towards anything. No one cares that you scored 30 points in practice if you can't do it when it matters. So I am a very big advocate of practicing. We cannot just want to do the thing, right? And only do the thing if somebody's paying us to do the thing, because you can garner more revenue. Like you can demand really more revenue and put a higher price on things when you become an expert in that thing, and you can pretty much do it with your eyes closed and do it efficiently and have a faster turnaround. Incredible greetings. How to change up a person on a PNG or SVG to make them thicker, or change other aspects of them, like hair or skin tone. For an actual image of a person, skin tone is not an easy thing to change, because there's a lot of filters and blend modes and adjustments so that it doesn't look like you just kind of like just painted color over them. So that part of it, as far as changing skin tones on an actual image, I would not be able to, assist you with, because that is like serious photoshopping skills, and that's a lot of minute details and changes to be able to do that. It's not a simple click of a button to be able to change the skin tone of someone. Now, if it is a vector image or something that can be traced to where you can, set it up in layers, then yes, you can do that. People often do that with like Minnie Mouse and make her face darker. Betty Boo. What's another character? They do it all the time with the Disney princesses, and they will make their skin tones different. Now, vector images like that, you are able to, you're able to kind of do that. And then also with vector images, that's just color. It's not like a photograph. You can use things like, okay, wait, let's see. Let's look up, Trying to think. Okay, somebody, I don't know why I'm having a whole brain freeze. Let me see. Somebody call out a character or something like that. Put it in the chat because I'm having a whole brain freeze on which character to look for. So, how to change up a person or PNG or SVG to make them thicker. So an SVG, as far as like making them thicker, it's going to be adjusting your edit points. And once I kind of get a character, I can somewhat go through that. You also have things like Photoshop, which you have like Liquify, which will, stretch things out. You also have your Warp. You have Warp in Select Studio as well. You know what? I will go to, let's go here. Let's go to, is it going to be here? Switch up. I did not want to be in documents. I want to go here. Now you got to give me a second to get this. Okay, it's acting slow. Okay, there we go. Switch up. Okay, so this is a switch up that I've done. This is a switch up, and these are all actually in classes too. And awesome. So my question also to you is, how proficient or how familiar are you with things like subtracting, cropping, and edit points? How often are you proficient in that? And if not, how often are you working with those particular tools? Learn this lesson the hard way. Is there a workaround if your heat press is not large enough to do a 3X shirt? You can try like an easy press, a 3X. If it's like a 15 by 15, trying to get to the middle of the shirt can be, very hard. My workaround for that is to not take my answer to that. Some people don't like it, but it would be when someone asks you, can you do a 3X shirt? Say no. If you don't have the equipment, you don't have the resources to have somebody press it for you, it's okay to say no. There's a lot of coaches and mentors and all the other gurus. They'll tell you, figure out, there's a hack for this, there's a hack for that. But if you are trying to be a professional, you're wanting to run a business, it is okay to say that you don't do something. It's not meaning that you're going to lose money. I know sometimes it's like, okay, well, this is a potential order. I haven't had a request for an order. Put out more of the stuff that you can do. It is okay to say no. To me, that's another secret of longevity, knowing when to say no. How do you keep coming up with fresh creative ideas? I take breaks. I look to other things for inspiration, things outside of what I'm trying to figure out. I practice. I create things that make absolutely no sense. And normally a lot of creativity comes from that. There's a lot of happy accidents. Some of the designs that you guys see were intentional. I didn't go into it knowing exactly what I wanted to do. A lot of things are happy accidents because I'm not afraid to just get in front of the computer and just like create. I don't care if I'm literally just like making a bunch of circles until something clicks. And I write a lot of things down. Even if you're not the best artist and you don't feel like you can draw, I sketch out a lot of things and just designs and concepts. That is what keeps my creative juices flowing. Okay, so this one opened up. Identifying what information will be useful in learning new information that will help you advance to the next level, like having a mentor. So advancing to the next level for me, this may not be the case for everyone. I see people say that a lot. They want to advance to the next level. My question to you is, are you proficient in the level that you are on right now? Are you looking for information that's outside of what you truly need to learn in the stage that you are at right now? It is okay when you happen to come across some information that might be useful and you want to take some notes and store that in your bank. But if you start to consume information that is beyond what you have the ability to do and what you're trying to do, if it's information that's skipping over steps A through C and it's all the way in elemental P and you haven't even figured out the first part of it yet, you're just like, now you're going to find yourself just confused. It's gonna make you feel inadequate because you're trying to consume this information that you are not ready for. And when you cannot live up to that, you cannot reproduce those results that they're talking about in this information. You can't figure it out. It will start to make you feel inadequate when that's just not information that you are ready for. There's things that you can work on at the level that you are at. So you have to ask yourself, am I proficient at the level that I am at before I start to think about advancing to the next level? And if you are proficient, then what are your goals for the next level? Are you looking, or are you waiting for someone else to tell you what that next level is? And if that's the case, you're still going to find yourself kind of confused and lost. You should have some sort of game plan. Write out ideas, things that you see that are interesting for you. You write those things down and you seek after that information. Even if it does not come from a person that you love, and it's like, okay, well, I want to learn from it. If you have to seek that out in other, from other avenues, that is fine. But be very specific about the information that you want to learn. Some people will teach you that the next level, like I keep saying, is okay, well, sell files, become an instructor, sell transfers, and that may not be the next level. But if that's all you're hearing and it's like you don't know what you really want, you are allowing them to create the path for you instead of you forging your own path. Because the next level for some, going from a small format printer and a small format heat press, might be to now get a larger format one, now get a commercial one, because you want to be in the business of still doing sublimation, but on a bigger scale. The next level might be to not necessarily teach, but now you have people coming on to help you, and you want to be able to train them up so that you can focus on other things, different, working on different business deals, closing out certain deals, getting certain contracts. Like that might be the next level for you in your business because somebody else can do all of the hands-on things. So you have to define, what is the next level for you. Each time you have become proficient in what it is that you are doing, what is your next level? It is okay to kind of get ideas from here and there, but don't feel like you have to implement everything somebody tells you, especially if you don't have real direction yourself. Let's see. Hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome. All right. Moana, Mickey. Let me tell you why it's hard for me. I really don't understand why people want to change the skin tones of characters. How you see them is how you see them. I don't understand why there has to be like a different color of them. So that's always hard for me. Moana's skin is already pretty dark. I guess Mickey. Well, Fortnites are all like, you don't really change the skin tone of them. I think, isn't most of their, well, no, I guess most of their faces are not covered with a mask, or they're not like Fortnite. I don't think I've ever really, I've done some Fortnite stuff, but I think most of the things I have, like their faces are like covered. Let me see. All right, let's go Fortnite characters, images. Okay, so yeah, there are. Now going from darker skin tones to a lighter just does not work well. I'll tell you that. Okay, so I don't know who this person is. We're going to use him, copy image. And I have way too much stuff open on my screen. Paste. Ah, dang it, it's a true PNG. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I need one that's not a true PNG. Copy image, paste. Damn it. All these are true PNGs. I don't want to save this to my computer. I have no need for Fortnite. It's just for teaching purposes. So I really don't want to save any of this stuff to my computer. Okay, this one is not. Copy image and paste because it has purple around it. So we're going to come back to that one. Let's see. Hey, incredible greetings. I did a 6X shirt with my 15 by 15 and it wasn't an all over shirt. I am familiar with and I practice with them often. I have your switch up class and a lot of other classes. So that's, I mean, if you have the switch up, I would recommend going back in there and watching that, trying it out, because that's how you're going to be proficient. So you have the resources, you have the means. So now it's just you actually doing it. You can watch 1,001 videos, but if you're not going and putting hand to mouse and doing it, it's always going to seem foreign to you. Okay, so I'll start here because this was a part of your question. So an image that's like this, because it's a JPEG, not sure if you know, but there is an image effects and you have hue and saturation and also gamma. So if I were to adjust this, you can see how like it's not, because I always said, it's not easy changing skin tone on like actual images because I can make this like darker. We can do things like, actually let me copy this. You can adjust saturations. I'm gonna adjust let me see, that's just making him not really darker and not, and like without losing features. Okay, I know everything on here changed. Don't worry about that. So now I'm just going to freehand this. This is not how I would normally do this. I would normally do complete like edit points and go all the way around it. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to show it this way. And with like Photoshop, because you can feather the edges a little bit better, it is, like I said, this is definitely something that is more of a Photoshop type thing. And that's basically what photoshopping is. When people say like, Photoshop to me isn't always made for like actual designs. It's made for photoshopping and what I consider to be photoshopping, and that's changing up stuff like this. So when we know what subtract does, when we know what crop does, you can figure out how to do different things like this, where I'm using subtract to take away the areas like the layer that I did where I changed the color. I still want the original features to kind of show through. I might, need to adjust them just a little bit. That's why I said this isn't like the greatest example, but no matter what program you're in, it's going to pretty much be the same principle where you're going to isolate the areas that you want to change, and reveal the parts that kind of like remain somewhat the same, but just isolate that one part. You'll change it, and then it's just going to be an overlay on top of the other piece. Make sense? So that's kind of sort of like what you would go along these lines to change a skin tone if you really, really wanted to. So yeah, I don't have a lot of filters and adjustments that I can make. Photoshop, you have levels and you have different blend modes and things of that nature that you can do to make it blend a little bit better. But in a nutshell, it will be this to change the skin tone on an image like this, because it's still a graphic type design. Photographs of like actual people is so much more difficult. And then the second part of yours was skin tones like this. This would be a lot easier to change because you're going to fill those colors in. So this was originally like this. I had a whole class where we did this exact image. I showed how to trace it properly, take out the eagles to where you now have a vectorized image, how to change up the faces, the lips, the this, that, and the third. And we are here. And so as you can see, she has different lips. She has different skin tone. So I can click on her skin and I can make it whatever color I want. So vector files are a lot easier to do that with than actual images, but it's a matter of tracing or making it into layers. Once you have the layers, you're able to click on it and make it whatever color you want. Last part of your question is how to make them go from to make them, I guess you would say, thicker. And you can do it a couple of ways. So these ladies, why are you squished? So I was able to take her head. Oh, wait, y'all can't see. I was able to take her head. So this head is here. It's her top and hand with the bag, but it's her bottom. So you can do it by playing Frankenstein. 1, 2, 3. So that's 4 pieces. Okay, so we can do it that way. If you look at like here, how this originally was as far as her body, and we kind of gave her a boob lift, snatched in her waist, and that is all done with warping. And Photoshop has warp, Silhouette Studio has warp, Canva does not have warping. And by zoom in, you can see kind of like the up and down and just moving things around, snatching waist in. So that's really how you would do that. So it's a matter of practicing and working on we're working with those particular tools and just seeing how they work. The first couple of times, it's not going to look like anything. That's why I always teach my students duplicate, 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 so that you can, not have to always start over from the beginning and just try out different things. If you screen record, now you have to have a computer that can handle the recordings. Every Windows computer has the ability to do a screen recording and in video format. So if you go to your snipping tool, this icon right here is basically a video screen recording video format, not just a screenshot. So you would put the box around it, hit record, and as you're going through it, you're going to be able to watch that video back and see all of the keystrokes that you did. So you can do that and take notes. My advice is always, in everything that you do, record it. When you are making chip bags, you're making a shirt, you're making a tumbler, record it. So if something goes wrong, you can look back down like, okay, yeah, see, this is what I did. Or it's like, man, it worked out. Every other time it did not come out right, but this time it's like everything was perfect. Okay, now you can watch back your own video. You don't have to wait for somebody else to post a video who probably has 26 years of experience. And to you, it's like, oh man, they make it look so easy. You're thinking that they don't have any mistakes and you still can't figure it out watching their videos because you're trying to completely learn from somebody else's success or failures. And sometimes you have to make your own. So if you record your process, not to become a teacher, you are recording it for you, for the betterment of you. I'm telling you, it'll make a world of difference. Let's see. How do you make the ladies where you change their hair and clothes? So along the same lines, it depends on what it is that you're trying to do. If you're not an artist, you may not be able to draw these things from scratch. These are made by those who are artists, but you can definitely be a designer where you can switch things up. One of the, let's see. Oh, it never opened up. Hold on. Did it never open up? Oh, here is another one. In this one, we also even changed the shoes. So I used these two. So it was everything on the top remained the same, but I changed her shoes and mixed it with these. So if I move, actually, no, it's the whole, because her pants are still the same, but I just pull this over here. And that's another thing too. I've talked about that. Somebody shared, I think Tanisha shared, and I reshared it. She shared one of my YouTube videos today, well, 2 days ago, and I saw it today. And I was saying, like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. So with this particular one, actually, no. So, oh no, I did that. My bad. I did that so well. I really thought that Feathers of Style, I thought this one was the original. Oh, damn, I did that really good. I didn't realize I changed this up because these are still, oh, I did good, child. Okay, never mind. I was going to say how sometimes people don't reinvent the wheel and they will use the same poses, but change small things on it, like shoes and things of that nature. But your girl did that, not her. Oops. My bad. But yeah, so things like that, just switching it up. And on this one, I had to isolate the shoes so that I can change those to yellow to match her shirt. So I'm going to undo. There we go. So if I click, hey, stop it. Stop it. Actually, I think these are a cover up also. Okay, maybe not. All right, so let's come over here. So I can go over here to image effects. And I can easily change the colors of her shoes. So it's knowing how to use the program. All right, let's see. We have anything over on TikTok? That's so true. Good morning. Joy for Inside Out. Oh, well, yeah, I guess. That's my favorite phrase when people ask me to do things I know I'm not good at. No. Incredible morning. I lack direction. I think that's my issue. How do you take out the background like you did yesterday with the dolphins I joined after? So I didn't take it out manually. I use remove BG. So yesterday I used a website called Remove BG to take out the background. Hello, I would like to know if you have a video on how to put a cut video and how to put a cut line. A video on what? A cut line on what, love? I have Silhouette Studio and barely use it because I don't know what I'm doing. Then Key, you're in the right place, guys. There is help out there. Yes, there are YouTube videos, but it's not guided. It's not, they jump right into projects. And that's the thing for me too. People always say, oh, there's YouTube videos, but there's also a bunch of people that say, yeah, I have this, but I don't know how to use it. Yes, YouTube has been around for a long time. YouTube and just the videos out there, even my videos, they may not help someone who needs a little bit more like guided help. They need direction. They need it to be broken down, which is why we have our program. It's amazing to learn Silhouette Studio. Once you understand what subtract and compound path, like just understanding the tools, I promise you, it will make understanding the design part that much easier. My artboard is busy. Yeah, that's how I like to design. My stuff is always over the place. I never put it on the actual like design page until I'm ready to cut and or print. I had no idea you can do all of this in Silhouette Studio. Yes, you can do a whole lot, honey. I watch videos and I know the basics. You watch videos. Have you ever taken a class? Watching a video and taking a class are two different things. Let's see. Okay, over here. Equipment is important in designing. That tablet for ease and use of convenience. Wait, what tablet for ease and use of convenience would you recommend? In the market for one right now. Tired of lugging a laptop around. I lug a laptop around, so I wouldn't be the person to ask for that because I lug a laptop around and my laptop is huge. So may not be the person for that. I'm not an iPad person, so that's just really a personal preference. I like my husband's iPad. Like if I ever want to use Procreate, because you don't have a Procreate on Samsung, like notes and things of that nature. I'm a Samsung girl. I could not answer any questions about any other tablets that are out there because I'm a Samsung girl. I have a Samsung Note. My husband and the boys have iPads, but I am a lug a laptop around kind of person. So I'm not the person to maybe ask for that because to me, that's still convenient. I lug around a laptop, a wireless mouse, and a wireless keyboard. So, but at the very least, I have my laptop and my actual mouse. I don't like the trackpad on my on my laptop. I'm always excited to learn, always learn exciting new stuff from you. Photoshop seems hard to me, but I have your basics class in my cart and I'm going to try it. Get it out your cart. Go ahead. Get the Photoshop Essentials. It seems hard because you are not utilizing it. You guys aren't practicing in it. Everything's going to be hard. Babies thought crawling was hard. They thought walking was hard. MJ, when I taught him to ride a bike, he thought it was hard. He cried his behind. He never wanted me to let go of it. I let him fall. My husband hated when I did that. I literally would push him for him to fall. I need you to fall and know that you're going to get back up. It's not going to kill you. You might be a little hurt or whatever, but it's not going to kill you. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. You guys are going to fail. You're going to have some mess ups. You're going to have some things that to you look like crap. I go through that every single day. I do not like every design that I create. I do not like every project that I create, but then my customers are like, oh my God, this is amazing to me. I stress out over little marks on stuff. And they're like, girl, give me this and here go this money. But until you actually do it, it is going to seem hard. You got to get in there and do the thing. Do some things that don't make any sense. Click on every single tool. Just see what it does when you click on the screen. That's one of the ways that I learned. I just got my notification about the Etsy live yesterday, 2 hours later. Oh, wow. I've got a video on printing. I'm finding it difficult to print to a particular size. So just print like that's when you ask questions like that, a video on printing. If your issue is printing at a particular size, and I need to know the exact issue, what it is, what are you printing? What are you printing from? A lot of people have that issue with printing to a particular size because they're designing in Canva, they're not saving it correctly. And then when they go to print, it's not coming out to the right size. Is it something that you're doing in Silhouette Studio? Is it Photoshop? Is it just did you create the design yourself? Is it an image that you purchased and you just want to size it to be able to print it? There's a lot of variables to that. So I need a little bit more information because a video on printing is just me going file, print, and then doing the settings. But if your issue is about sizing the actual design, print settings has nothing to do with that. Someone says they use a Surface Pro. It's really good. Thank you for that suggestion. If you take the Essential Silhouette Studio class, you will not be disappointed. You will learn so much and improve your design skills. Same Android girl here, a note. Yeah, and my notes, like my phone as a note, and then I have to have a tablet. To me, they're both great, and I love having a stylus. But now I think the newer, because I have, I think, the last note that they made, and the newer ones, which is like just the S whatever, I think they all kind of come with that pen stylus. All right, so let's see. Coming from Cricut Design Space, I'm pretty fluent in that. This is all mind-blowing. I'm excited to learn. That's me. I stress over every area and wasting material. I don't really stress over wasting material because that comes, I've gotten to a point now, I'm going to throw it away. I don't like keeping all those scraps. That was a crafter move. And of course, when you're wanting to save money, pricing the correct way, I price for that. So most times I am okay. Like if I really, really want to keep it, maybe for a personal project, I'll do that. But I don't stress about keeping scraps anymore. I throw those issues out because, baby, they are a stressor in of themselves. Trying to organize them, half the time I don't remember that they are there, so I just chuck it. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of these because I have way too many things open. Way too many things open. Because my other file did not open. Yep, I've had mine for a while. So this is another part of like switch up. Of course, these are y'all probably have seen like these faces. They're basically not this girl. She originally had on like a half shirt and like her hand was like on her cheek. That's pretty much what these are. And so for her body type, I did not design these. I mean, I'm just not that patient. It's not that I can't, I'm not that patient. There are a lot of great designers who have the patience, and this is what they do. They're not in it to create like completed designs, applying these to a tag or a banner or an invitation or whatever. Like they're not looking to turn this into a t-shirt. The people that make these elements, they are there to simply design them and sell their work. I don't have the patience. It's not that I don't have the skill. I don't have the patience. My business is not really to create small elements. That's not what I'm building my business on. I build my business on being a designer and a composer of designs and layouts. If I spend time doing every little tedious part, every little detail, my clients would never be able to afford it. But I have subscriptions to different places and different, that gives me different resources. So these outfits were already done up as vector images on one of the websites that I use, VectorStock. So I took my the face that I did edit and I altered and did a whole bunch of things with it. And I combined it with different clothes. So now she looks like she's in different body positions, not because I did anything like super creative or whatever. This body I did not create. It was a file, it was an SVG file. I just simply combined it and I connected because I have those skills to where you would think that I did this completely from scratch. The face, yes. The body, no. But you would not be able to tell that I did not do the body because we matched the colors. It's how, like, the angle. I did some point editing. So see, the hair is separate. Hell, even her bang is separate. And then there is the outline. So even though you might purchase elements, you still have to have the skills to know what to do with them to make it all cohesive and get the results that you want. Same exact face, but her body is different. And on this one, actually, it's the same. Like, these are actually the same bodies. I just rotated it. So now it looks like she's walking in a different direction. And then on this one, did I leave this pants on top? Oh no, so it's kind of the same because they use the same pants here. They just cut this part. But yeah, so this is another way to switch up, but you have to be willing to pay for certain subscriptions. I paid $50 a month for VectorStock to have access to elements like this. Same thing here. This is, I don't remember what her face looked like. Really don't. But same face, different color. It doesn't have an outline. So that was a challenge for me in that I had to take it from a face that had outlines and I had to give it shadowing and stuff like that. But if I go like this, let me see, which one can I take off? All right, let's ungroup. So this one has outlines, but I can snatch her face off or her head off, because that switch up was just about putting that head on a full outfit that was already created. Now, I don't remember which one was the original, the arm out or the arm in. I want to say it's the arm out, and I made it to where it looks like an arm behind her back. I think. I don't remember which one was the original, but I changed one of them. So it's still a matter of learning the program. You have to know how to subtract, how to weld, how to crop, how to edit point in order to be able to do things like this. I am not the designer of the outfit. I don't have that kind of patience, but I do have the patience to put it all together. Make sense? Good morning. I save a design that is 9x12. When I merge it back, it is smaller. Had to resize it. Okay, merge it back into where? So you're designing it at 9.9 by 12 inches where? You're merging it back in where? What are you doing to it to have to merge it back in? That's what I'm considering and researching now. There is so much to choose from. So I have to be careful. Let's see. Is that one of the skills we would learn in essentials? So you don't learn to necessarily, like, I don't show this like to switch up. I have classes for like the switch up. Essentials is to teach you the tools. It's the foundation. You cannot get to any of this without knowing the tools and functions and what it is that they do, how they interact. Does something have to be in front of something or behind something in order to subtract, to crop? How do I maneuver my edit points? What is compound path? How do I get this opening? How do I close this off? How do I trace this? Those are essential skills to build to this, to get to the next level. This is right, you see on your screen, is not beginner. This is not beginner. Beginner is taking essentials of Silhouette Studio, learning those tools, taking essentials of Photoshop if you want to learn Photoshop and learn the breakdown of those tools. That is beginner. And then this, even for designing, this wouldn't necessarily be like beginner designing. It's more like intermediate, because there is a lot of like understanding how to twist something at the right angle, how to adjust points to get them to fill in and contour. So these are things that you build to. But Essential Silhouette Studio will definitely set you on the right path. Okay, I've designed something. Okay, there we go. I've designed something in Canva, a 6x6 size. I want to print a 6x6 card. But when I download it and try to print, changing size and custom prints very small. I can't make the print. I can't make the print to edge. So is the paper that you're printing on a 6x6? Are you printing on a 6x6 sheet, a 6-inch by 6-inch sheet of paper? Yes, the switch up class. Yes. Did you say the subscription was? So, I mean, I have a bunch of them. I have Vector Stock, I have VectEase, I have Creative Fabrica, I have, but I think those clothes came from Vector Stock. But yeah, Vector Stock, VectEase, Creative Fabrica. I'm trying to think of the other ones that I have. I buy credits for what is it? God, I can't think of the name of that other one. It's not Adobe Stock, because that is kind of with my Adobe, but I use that too. And I buy credits from another. I've used, was it Yellow Images? I think that's what it's called. I get images and resources from a bunch of different places. I don't mind paying to play. Essentials class is the truth. You'll learn so much. I can say that a lot of what I know of Silhouette Studio and designing, I learned from the professor. Thank you so much for that. I'm not good with edit points. How often do you practice with edit points? How often are you practicing with edit points? We have, in our original 30-day training, we go over edit points for 2 days. 2 days of edit points. In the refresher, I think it's only I think it's still 2 days in the refresher. The review, it was 1 day. But 2 days of edit points. That's how I only tried once and gave, oh my God, why do y'all do that? So, okay, is it okay? This is a serious question. Like, I'm being very, very serious here. This is not like trying to be funny or whatever. Because I'm genuinely trying to understand how you guys think. Is it because you are an adult, and as you know, when we think about learning stuff and mistakes, some people think of that as like, okay, that's what children do, that's what kids do. Oh, I'm a bit, at my big old grown age, I should be able to figure this out. Is it that a lot of you have that mindset that because you're an adult, like you shouldn't have to practice to get better at something? Because I see that a lot of people will say, oh, I can't figure out edit points, but then I'll see answers like, but I only tried it once and then I gave up. I'm not understanding that part. Oh, don't say, I mean, you've learned something from other places. So I wouldn't say, thank you for that. Everything I've learned from the professor. I thank you. But I'm pretty sure you've gotten some nuggets along the way from other resources. We cannot try something once and then give up. The first time that you do it is not going to be great. So Purple, welcome, welcome in. Hopefully this won't be your last time here, but welcome, welcome to the crew. Edit points definitely takes practice and patience. The 30-day training class is an excellent class. At first, it looks overwhelming, but taking your time practicing and I guess something else. Professor, I have the original 30 days. Do we get extra day? Wait, do we get the extra day for edit points as an update? Don't remember it was 2 days. The original 30 days was always 2 days for in the original 30 days. If you go on there, that schedule is exactly how how it shows up. And you may have so there's no original 30 days. So that means that you haven't come to any of the refreshers or reviews because it's the same one. Under this, which is, I still call it Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days because this is the main part of it. But you have access to, if you go to your dashboard, you have access to the review sessions that we did. You have access to the refresher, the 13-week refresher. You have access to the 10-week refresher, with the 10-week review that we wrap up tonight. Tonight is the last day for the review. As far as it was supposed to be last week, but because I had to push it a week back, we had to take it into the fourth quarter. We still will have study hall sessions for you to kind of come check in, get some face-to-face time with me to answer any questions that you have. At first I was going to redo it in 2025. Unless we get there's some changes in Silhouette Studio, which I believe that there is supposed to be some changes. And or we get a significant number of students. I don't really foresee doing it again in 2025 because there's a lot of content there. You have the original 30 days. There are practice assignments in there now. There's exclusive videos. You get to come to watch me works whenever I'm designing. You have the 13-week refresher. You have the 10-week refresher. So there's a lot of content that you can go into your dashboard and watch to improve your skills in Silhouette Studio. Nope. I stopped watching others. Whenever I have trouble, I run to your videos. Thank you, love. I had to keep working with those edit points to get it. Yes, you have to. I still have to work with them, y'all. But for me, edit points was a look like, and the reason why I said I still have to work with them because I'm so used to edit points from like Photoshop or the Bezier tool. And sometimes like it bugs me because it doesn't connect and I have to do all these like other things to it. And now Silhouette Studio also puts way too many edit points. So it can get frustrating, like having to remove certain things and recreate it. But I have been working technically with point editing for 20 some years because I started in Photoshop and I started with the pen tool. And the pen tool, you're basically just creating points to be able to adjust the nodes. So I have over 2 decades of experience, and I still have those moments where I have to really, really think when it comes to edit points. So don't think that it's something that's like, oh, it's just a you thing. Baby, if you had the original, you have missed out missed out a lot if you haven't been to any of the classes that were available afterwards. Yep. She said, get on there and get to work. Sorry, I pressed send too quickly. My point is work at your own pace when taking the 30-day training class. It's a great class. The professor is the only one I have learned Silhouette Studio from. Thank you. Could you point me in the right direction on what I'm not doing regarding printing? Edit points can be frustrating, but I asked a few questions. I need those answers. I asked, like, I was willing to help, but I said, what are you printing? What's messing up? Because if you're saying, give you direction in printing, I mean, to me, that just says, okay, you don't know how to print, you don't know how to get to the print settings. I'm not understanding exactly what the issue is. This is also why when I have Zoom sessions, you guys have to be in the room, because then you can unmute. You can share your screen with me. Let me see exactly what it is that you're doing, and I can help you on your actual screen. This is why our creative lounge is so important to the crafting community, because you get basically, so for some, it's almost like a one-on-one session. You get hands-on help, hands-on coaching when you're a part of the lounge and you attend the live Zoom sessions. I was impatient with the project I was working on. I will have more patience once I retire. Don't wait for you to retire. You can do simple things. So if you are working on a particular project that's for an order, that's not the time to practice. That is you actually working on something. That's not considered to be practice. So you want to, when we are taking in our class, I'll show you one of the things that we do. So one of the exercises that we do for point editing is I have them make a perfect circle. I have them make a perfect square. Then I'm going to duplicate it. Actually, it needs to be the same size. So we're going to make this 4. We're going to make this 4. Child, I'm trying to have people come after me, child. Y'all know how them pink and green folk get. So I'm going to center this. Excuse me, where's my center? Why are you not popping up at the top? That's weird. Okay. Huh? Oh. 4. Enter. Okay. So with this, what I have my students do is take the circle, and then we will move the points. Well, or you can make them flat first and then move the points. This is always the easy one to make a square. And then this one, I got to take my transparency down on this. We go and we make a circle from the square. Double click, select them, make curve. And now you need to bring this down, bring this down, bring this up, bring this up. And it's not going to be perfect when you do this, because in order for it to be a perfect circle, technically these are supposed to be in a specific spot. So you now have to go in and either push or pull, rotate if needed, to create as close to a perfect circle as you can. Sometimes it might be moving the edit point, pulling a side out, pushing this side in. But this is one of the exercises that we do in class to help you understand point editing. Let's see. Y'all better get that Essential Silenceo before the price goes back up, because it's definitely going to increase because of all of the stuff that has been added, and she continues to add to it. Exactly. And it's what I think it's 55% off right now. I've been farming, but I'm back. So make sure that you go and catch all of the watch some of the playbacks that's available on your dashboard right now. You'll be surprised how little time you have when you retire. She says you'll be surprised how little time you have when you retire. You just no longer have a workplace to stress you out when you retire, but it doesn't mean that you get more time. Do I send out emails for the Zoom sessions? I do. If you're in if you're in the lounge, yes. And now because of the first, like the last quarter, because I had a couple programs that were going on at the same time, so now it's like focused on it. There's a calendar that went out, and I'm right now I am like going overdrive on live videos. I don't know if I'm going to continue my StreamYard service, and it ends tomorrow on the 3rd, before the new prices take effect, and I have to change it, and I don't plan on keeping StreamYard. So I'm trying to like overload on like just getting my money's worth out of this last month of having StreamYard. After this, my live videos, I will be live at anywhere from 9 or like 10:30, depending on like if I have a class or not, every single day in the lounge, there to receive those who need help. So I will be on a live video every single morning, Monday through Friday, to be able to answer questions. Of course, if we don't get anything within like the first couple minutes, whatever, it will end, but I will be present every single morning to be able to answer questions. But as far as like scheduled sessions, the calendar was posted online. I'm actually going to take the time today to put it in the Creative Lounge. I will be creating all of the Zoom sessions for this month. So these are all of the pre-planned sessions. All of our design challenges are now in the Creative Lounge. They are not a la carte. Someone's trying to convince me to make them a la carte, and I'm just like, look, the ones last year, if they want some a la carte stuff, go watch the ones from last year. A la carte means just you're going to purchase them by themselves, but the calendar is out. Absolutely worth getting rid of that stress, but I'm trying to watch and get myself ready to get out to an appointment now. We are looking for a new streaming service because StreamYard just got crazy. I'm paid up until February. Yeah, mine was month by month, and they charge the card on the 4th. So really by tonight, because sometimes they will say the 4th, but they end up charging it on the 3rd, so it can clear on the 4th. So I'm trying to get in as many videos today because I'm ending the subscription tonight. You make them seem easy. I have to leave. I will sign up for your class. Look forward to seeing you. We do have a session tonight. And again, it just seems easy because I practice them a lot. Anytime, like there are some things that are a lot easier to do in other ways, but I will do them with edit points to simply challenge myself. What was that? Who was that? I'm still waiting. The reason why I'm sitting here is because I'm still waiting for you to let me know what was your issue with printing. You're saying it's not coming out the right size, but I asked what program were you designing in, and things of that nature. Someone said something about a 6x6, but then I asked about the paper. Okay, though that was you. Okay, so that was you. But I asked the question, was your paper 6x6? Like the card that you were doing, was it 6x6? And then was somebody else that asked about merging something in. Was that you too? I don't remember if that was you that said they were trying to merge something back in. I don't remember if that was you. So I will go through when it comes to now. I realize that your issue is Canva. So that's not a printing issue. when it comes to Canva. It's a how your design. Okay, that was you. Did you follow up with that? Because I don't see it on my screen. Okay, here's the thing with Canva. Let me pull open Canva. This is the number one issue that you guys are having when it comes to Canva, and your items are not going to print out correctly. And now that they have all this stuff, it's like a little bit different right here. Okay. Custom size. What most of you guys are doing is, which is not a bad thing technically, is you are setting your design page to, let's say, 6x6. And when you go to save it and print it, and now you're trying to print it on 8.5 by 11 paper, because you're trying to print it directly from that file, it's not going to show up correctly. If you are going to design at 6, well, we have to change this to inches. So 6 inches by 6 inches. You're going to get this box. All right. I'm going to do, let's just go elements. Let's do, let's do aura. Okay, whatever. Let's just do this. I'm going to, and let's do, where's the darn football? Because you can't save with just one element. It has to be more than one thing on it. Okay. So I'm going to go and hit share. We're going to go download. We're going to, I don't know why everybody wants to do a PNG. This is definitely a JPEG. There are no transparent pixels to this. And we're going to go download. If you're going to use Canva to save it, to then print it again, you will need to now create a new Canva page set to the size paper that you are going to print to. So I'm going to go to 8.5 by 11. You would then need to bring that design back into Canva. We're going to go to position, and I don't know why it made it slightly smaller. We're going to go 6.6 by 6. And you're going to position that wherever you want it at on your 8.5 by 11 paper. We're going to hit share again. So you now have to save this again and download it. Or you can come over to a program like Silhouette Studio. You're going to set. So regardless of what, you need to have something that is going to be set to the page size that you are going to print to. If not, whether you put fit to page, if you go full page, your sizing is going to be off. I actually have done a video. I've done a video about this in detail. And so now I'm going to pull that over here. I'm going to pull this one in. All right. This is locked. If I make my height 11, my width becomes, I don't know why it's like 8.49. It's still 8.5 because it's 4.9. Okay. And I'm going to center it to page. Oh, this says 11 by 17. 8.5 by 11. Center to page. If I were to put a box right here, this would be 6 by 6, right? This would print correctly. Or this came in still as a perfect square. I'm going to lock it. I'm going to make it 6 inches. It's going to be a 6 by 6. I'm going to position this and I'm going to print it so that it comes out the right size. If you don't do it that way, I'm going to go to the original. This is the image. We're going to go ahead and hit print. And if we're, so see, it's landscape, it's going to cut it all off. If it's set to, this is set to 8.5 by 11, it says full page. So it's going to stretch that image to fit the full page, but a 6 by 6 square is not proportional to 8.5 by 11. Therefore, something is going to get cut off. It does not automatically stretch and skew for you. And what I mean by stretch and skew is if you were to take this and go like this to make it proportion, like to make it fit 8.5 by 11, you are now taking it out of its proportions. That ball now looks weird as all get out. So when you go to print, it's going to keep it within proportion. So when it's scaling this up to fit all the way across to 11 inches, see the white paper underneath? It's going to cut off somewhere because proportionally 11 inches wide is still 11 inches high. So it's going to get cut off. So I'm going to go, so if we go fill page, if you go shrink to fit, it is going to shrink to fit 8.5 inches in height, which means this now becomes 8.5 by 8.5, which is not the size that you want because it's going to stretch out to whichever side is the max without going over. So it's, and then you're also going to have your print margin. So that's not really what you want either because it's going to print. You're going to end up, once it prints, you're going to end up with white along the edges unless you do like borderless printing. But then if you do borderless printing, it's not truly borderless printing. It actually increases the size of the image even more. So now you're not at 8.5 by 8.5. You're going to be like, well, it's going to still be 8.5 by, it's going to probably be like 8.7 by 8.7. Well, it's going to end up being 8.5 by 8.7 because it's going to stretch the image out. That's how printing works. Okay. And then if you go to like one of the other ones, it's going to be incorrect. Do they have a print preview on here? Because I really don't want to print this. I don't think you can do print preview from here. You cannot do print preview from here. But that's how that, I guess, because they show you here. So that's how that would print out. If you were to open the one that you brought the 6 by 6 back into Canva, put it on 8.5 by 11 inch like design page, this will now show like this. So you'll see a lot of negative space, but that is set up as an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. The 6 by 6 design is in the middle. So when I go to print, even if I don't know why it's turning it landscape, we're going to go portrait. This will print out and this will be the exact size that I made it because we have this set to a full, like to fill the page or whatever. Even if I go shrink to fit, it has nothing to shrink to. We saw how the other one adjusted. This one, whether we are on shrink to fit or we're on full page, nothing changes because the design is exactly 8.5 by 11. Make sense? Okay. The paper is 6 by 6. So if you're printing from, but that answer never showed up on my side, just so you know, that never showed up for me. All right. So if it is 6 by 6, we're going to go back to here. Borderless stretches out your design. Borderless will never print it exact. And you have to make sure that your printer will print borderless on 6x6 paper. So when you go to print this, it actually may not let you do it like just from here because the sizes, I don't believe, yeah. So you can't do it technically from here as far as putting in sizes. So I have a lot of user-defined sizes here. They're here, but you cannot set them from here. You can do it from like Silhouette Studio. So let's say if I go print here, I'm going to go preferences. I'm going to go to user-defined. Oh, come on. I'm going to go to user define and I'm going to go 6x6, 6x6, save. Or you can open up your default print settings. So you would go to your, you go to system. You're going to go to Bluetooth and devices. You're going to go to printers and scanners. You're going to choose whatever printer it is that you're going to need to adjust. And you're going to go to more settings and it should open up a window that looks, well, wait, no, wrong one. Hold on. Wait, did they change this? Hold on. Definitely not what I want. It normally sits here. Okay, wait, maybe because this one is technically not active. Is that why you're showing weird to me? Okay, yeah. I was like, wait, something's missing. So when I clicked on, I guess it was because that particular one was not an active printer. So I'm on here now and I'm going to go to printing preferences. So this looks just like here, and you can come in and you can go user define. My 6x6 should be here since I already created it. See, because I created over there. So it doesn't matter if I create it here or if I create it over there. You want to have that 6x6. You have user defined here as well. And I can make this 7 by 7, 7 by 7. Save. Okay. Click off. Cancel. I think I'm on the wrong printer. Six by 6, 7 by 7, 6 by 6, 7 by 7. So now if I go back over here to the image, cancel, page size. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm on the right printer. Hold on. No, not new pigment, HQ. New pigment. No, I think I wasn't on new pigment. I was on HQ, not HQ sublimation, HQ pigment. There we go. Sizes 6 by 6, 7 by 7. And we're still gonna, so there is no borderless. It's still gonna have a white border. So it probably shrunk this down to 5.75, 5.5, 5.25, somewhere in there, because yes, I have a 6 by 6 paper, but I also have a margin. So if we go to, do they have an option? I don't like printing from the regular one. I think if you go more settings, yeah, you're not going to have the option to print borderless for this particular paper. So you're still going to be at the incorrect size trying to print directly from the JPEG or PNG that you downloaded. Now, if I come back over here and we go 6x6, and we go 6x6, center to page, and I go to print. We exit out of this because we don't want that. Pigment preferences, 6x6. I'm going to go print preview. Oh, it will normally be here. So if I go, hold on, I want to show you something. See how at 8.5 by 11, I have the option for borderless. On your 6x6, you are not going to have the option for borderless. So the best thing to do would be to print it on a paper that is bigger than that so that you can cut it down. So hopefully that's the answer that you were looking for when it comes to how to print whatever it is that you were trying to print. I don't have your Photoshop class because I don't have Photoshop. Can I use Photopea? Yes, you can. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm in the 365 Academy. Better take advantage of that discount now. I design in Silhouette Studio and I save it, but when I merge it back in the design, so why are we merging it back? So you're saving it as what, like a not an SVG, a PNG or a JPEG or something? If we're designing in Silhouette Studio, why are we merging it back? Why are we not printing directly from or utilizing the exact file that we created in? That's the part that I'm not understanding. Is if we're creating a Silhouette, what are we merging back, or why are we saving it to bring it back in Silhouette when it's already in Silhouette Studio? So if I want to print on the same size card as I created in Canva, do I still have to download and upload to Canva as that's my problem? Well, through all of this, you should see that you are not going to be able to print edge to edge on a 6x6 card. You will not be able to print edge to edge on a 6x6 card. No matter how you bring it in. But if you want it to be closer to that size and print in the middle of that 6x6 card, then you have to go in and create if you're not going to take it into a program like Silhouette Studio or Photoshop where you can set the design page and then go in there and print it, you just need to go in and you need to create a preset for 6x6 and it will print, but you will not have the option to print borderless. It will still leave a margin around it. So yes, you can print, you can put the size and user define if you're going to print directly from the JPEG or PNG file, but do know you are not going to be able to print edge to edge. Y'all just here for the show on TikTok. No one has questions to add to the live. It's okay if you don't, but I'm here to help. So I'm going to close off once we finish answering Deborah's question. Once she responds back as to what project are you doing, and if you can explain why we're saving it and bringing it back in. Is it that you're going to do DTF? Is it because you want to crop it down because you needed to flatten it? Exactly what was the reasoning in saving it to bring it back into the exact same program? No problem. So as payments, you can watch an ad or two the next time you watch one of our videos. I don't ask you guys to send anything to Cash App or anything like that. But if you're being helped, I do ask that you share it out. You refer us to someone, you give the video a like, you watch an ad or two, because I am monetized on these platforms. So that's all I ask. Just doing something. Okay. So then I can't really answer as to like why. It may be just in how you're saving it. Again, so I'm asking, are you saving it as a JPEG? Are you saving it as a PNG? What's not saving? Like when you're saying you're merging it back, how are you saving it? Because you can save just a regular silhouette file. So were you saving it as a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF, an SVG? What were you saving it as? So as a PNG, okay. So they're not going to always come back in at the same size, but it will be proportional. So what you do is you just click on it. If you know one of the sides, so if you knew that it was supposed to be 6.392, go make sure it's locked, put in the height or the width, 6.392, and the rest of it will shrink back down to the exact size. But it won't really come in, like it's not going to always come in at the exact same size. Also, are you one where you max out the DPI? So that's like standard for some people. Like they will go and save it as a PNG, and when they go to save it, they automatically just take the slider. So we're going to go, I'm not going to do PNG because there's no transparent pixels. So I'm just going to go JPEG, and we're going to go 6x6. And most people will do this, and then just save it. So now when you bring it back in, it's going to be a lot bigger. I want to create a notebook template. How do I scan the notebook on my printer scanner and use it in Silhouette? What printer do you have that has a scanner? Like which printer are you using? Oh, wow. Mine actually came. That's kind of unusual because it normally doesn't come in at the, well, it did come in just a little bit bigger. That's kind of interesting. It came in at 6.2, 6.002, but I wasn't actually expecting to come in at that size because normally it comes in bigger. That's pretty interesting. Was it with one of the updates? Because that's not normally how that happens. Let's see. Save as, or maybe it's because 6.62. Let's see. Maybe it's the PNG when that comes in all wonky. And that might be the answer. Might be JPEG that you need. I don't save as a PNG, like unless I'm just doing it as a thumbnail. For actual designs to print, I do not save as a PNG from Silhouette Studio. It will leave little gray pixels around the sides. Okay, so for the 8550, you're going to go into your like apps. I'm guessing you have a Windows. If you have a Mac, I could not tell you the exact steps for a Mac, but in your Mac, you're going to go to, if you have a Mac, you're going to look for Epson, and you're going to look for Epson Scan 2. You're going to select at the top your printer. You're going to put your image on the bed, and you're going to hit scan. It is going to save wherever it says down here. You're then going to go to that folder, drag and drop that image into Silhouette Studio, and then proceed to create your template. Okay, so it's the PNG. The JPEG came in at the size. The PNG came in absolutely freaking humongous. I knew one of them did. So that's probably why, because you're saving it as a PNG. The JPEG came in at the right size. The PNG, hella big. But that's the same for any Epson printer. I just wanted to make sure it was an Epson and not like a Canon or an HP, because I know nothing about them. I didn't really, the 8550 part didn't really matter to me. I just need to know that it was an Epson. So if you should have said Canon or HP, I would not be able to assist. But with the Epson, for any Epson printer, it doesn't have to be the 8550. You go to Epson Scan 2 and then you just scan it in. You do it from your computer. You do not do it from the printer. You do it from the computer. We have 10 minutes left. My limit was 2 hours. I said, if you guys were active, I would still shut it down at 2 hours. So you guys have 10 minutes to ask whatever questions you have left. We are shutting down in 10 minutes. How do I save my images? I don't use either of those. If it's something I'm really, really going to use, I save as a PDF and then I open it up in Photoshop. But if it's just something like a thumbnail, like when I create my thumbnails for my website, my YouTube, like stuff like that, because it's just online, it's not meant to be printed, I print them as a JPEG. I don't really use PNG at all. Yeah, I really don't use PNG at all. But I will use like the JPEG one. But for the most part, I save my stuff as a PDF from Silhouette Studio. Well, in order, you should have had the drivers installed. If you have this setting, that means you installed your drivers. How do I bring a PDF template into Silhouette? Example, I have a chip bag PDF template. I don't know how to use it. So knowing how to use it and how to bring it in are two different things. So is it that you don't know how to bring it in at all, or once it's in there, you don't know how to use it? Also, I don't know how whoever set theirs up set their PDF template up, because some people will have a template and it's just like the lines and it's now meant for you to design, and you still have to create all of the box. Their template is just sizing for placement. So if that's the case, there's nothing to really like use within their template. You are simply using that as a guide for where to put elements, what size to make your background box. And for PDFs, though, if you do not have the paid version, Designer Edition, Designer Plus, or Business, you cannot open PDFs. You have to have those. If you do not have those and you have a desire to open up PDF files or SVG files, I highly recommend going over to our website, clicking where it says Silhouette Studio Business Edition Upgrade. Just hover over it. You can do Business Edition, you can do Designer Edition, or if you have Designer and want to go up to Business, you can click here. Designer Edition is the least expensive one, but you will need this in order to open up PDF files or SVG files. You must have Designer Edition or above. So if that is the part as far as just opening it because you're using the free basic version, that will end up answering that part. But as far as how to use it, if I'm not the creator, I can't really tell you how to use it because I don't know how they set theirs up, what their intended use for it was. Yes, we do. It's the same exact link as before. If you lose your files in Silhouette Studio, can you get them back? If they were on the cloud, they should always be there. Just log in. If it was a local, no, you cannot get those back. So if you did something like a clean uninstall where you deleted that one file they tell you on your computer to delete, you have lost all local files that were on your library. The only thing that's going to come back up are the ones that are that are saved to your cloud, which is why I do not recommend saving to your library. Always save as a regular file, preferably to some sort of cloud storage or USB storage or something like that. I cannot believe those are all the all the wow, man. And y'all keep telling me, oh, don't go by that. I'm sorry. That to me is a slap in the face that I have been on here for 2 hours, literally answering questions for free, providing actual value. And that's all the likes that is on TikTok. That is absolutely ridiculous. And it is stuff like when you don't feel appreciated, like, what am I here for? I like, you know how your parents are saying, you better get your education. I got mine. I know these things. I know these things. And I'm pretty sure if I go on to Facebook, I go on to YouTube, I'm probably going to see the same thing. I'm going to barely see any likes. There were no shares. This is why I'm like, sometimes I just want to give up on teaching because it's really sad. Like I'm not gonna lie, it hurts my feelings. It does. That really I get it. I mean, I thank you. Purpose by Design. She said, "Hey, I'm driving. I just came on." But there was quite a few people. We had well over like high double digits, and that's what we have right now. So I'm sorry, that's still an issue for me. But I thank you for at least commenting and and saying that, like, hey, you're driving, but everybody wasn't driving. Like, and there were high double digits, and for that to be the likes is kind of sad. Yep, the Zoom is on your dashboard. Well, no, she has not signed up for a Zoom in like forever. She hasn't been to any of the refresher sessions or the review sessions. So she wouldn't have the registration email. So once you save as a PDF and open in Photoshop, do you hit quick export and save as a PNG that way? Yes, I do. Going over to like and share on the talk. I mean, shares over here. I mean, Wilson says is sharing. I'm about to get off in 3 minutes. It's a little too late to share because especially on TikTok, because once that video is over, there's no replay of it. But everyone always, like, I get that. Everyone always says, please don't. I have learned so much, but I've been on here so many times. I'm like, look, all I'm asking is for you guys to like the video, share the video, engage. And it's like, to not even get that, like, I'm not trying to go into that whole thing again and seem like I'm like complaining or whatever. But when you go and you're giving of yourself and there is like no love shown back, that's a problem. People's like, please don't stop. But it's like, yeah, I mean, StreamYard made it easy for me to stop. Now, if you want access to me, that's why I created the Creative Lounge. I'm not going to stop. You guys just won't have free access to me anymore, but I'm still going to teach. I don't care if it's only 5 people in the Creative Lounge. Starting tomorrow, I'm showing up every single day for Q&As outside of what the schedule says, to be there for those who have signed up for the Creative Lounge. But what I'm saying, and I say stop, is you guys won't have free access to me because free obviously is not appreciated. I'm getting nothing out of this deal. I don't get access to new viewers because no one's sharing it, no one's liking it. I'm not getting paid from this. People don't watch ads. They don't send stars. They don't send super chats. So I'm literally getting the short end of the stick while everybody else gets to grow and learn from my 2 decades of experience. I like that. And I'm grateful for those who do. But there's a good majority of people that just come on and just consume the information. They don't even bother to leave a comment to help the algorithm. Like that, I like digital currency. Shares, comments, likes, those all those things help me to reach a broader audience. I know that everything that I say every single time that I come on may not apply to everyone because it may be information that you already know. You guys know who I am. I'm constantly trying to reach new people. But without algorithm help, I can never do that organically. I then have to pay for ads just to get people to watch videos when this is just free help. Yet LaShonda said yesterday she didn't even get a notification that I was on live because there was no algorithm boosting for it to notify her that I was even live yesterday. It depends on if I have to take y'all oldest nephew to school or not. Like when I just have to take Zion Imani, I am back by 9. I said I wanted to start because I was like, it seems like people are a little bit more active in the morning than if I do like a lunchtime live, and then like my evenings are for my classes most time. So on Mondays I have Creative Lounge sessions set for 10:30. So my goal is on those days I won't really have like a Q&A session probably on that day, or it'll probably end up having to be a lunchtime one because that particular session I want it to be for just that. I mean, I guess you know what? I could start it early because I could always just restart the live. Like the Zoom can be the same, but I can start and stop the live broadcast and title them two different things. So my goal is to be online for the Q&A part and just the general help by 9:30. That way I can get it done and get started with my day. So on all the other days when I don't have a 10:30 class, it was supposed to be like between 9:30 and 10, depending on if I have to take y'all nephew to school because he got up late. So between 9:30 and 10 would be the time frame for me to start that Zoom. Exactly. My point exactly. Yes, that's how we get paid. We don't get paid for y'all watching the video. We get paid for y'all watching the video, the ads. That's how we get paid on YouTube. Y'all watching the video means absolutely nothing. I promise you, it means nothing. Or at least watching it through until you can skip through them because sometimes it adds way too many ads in there. I know you don't want to sit through all of them, and sometimes they have those really, really, really long ads. I skip through those too, but I do try and watch let some of the smaller or shorter ads play through. I just don't really sit through those 5-minute long ads that some companies have, but that's how we get paid. You're probably on two different, I'm not sure if you guys are on two different YouTube channels, but yeah. I try my best to share and like as much as possible. I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. Thank you so much. No football tonight, so I will be on the Zoom tonight. Awesome. We are just, tonight it is, because like last week we did the Powerpuff. So now we're just going to take that and put it into a couple of designs. So hopefully you guys have done your homework and you have taken the Powerpuff Girls and you have traced them out, because now we're just going to put them inside of some sort of design. Wait, y'all are just learning that ads is how we get paid? Wait, so who else didn't know that that was the purpose of the ads, was to pay the creators if they're monetized? Because now they play ads in everybody's video, even if they're not even if they're not monetized. Back in the day, they would not play ads on your videos if you did not have the monetization set up. But then I guess they realized like, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with us. We're like, because Google is still getting paid from like the advertisers. So they now show it on everybody's like videos, even if they're not monetized. But if a person is monetized, like most people will apply for monetization once they hit 1,000 subscribers. Now they may not be approved for it because of their watch hours, but most people do apply for it, once they reach that mark. But then there's a certain number of watch hours. But if somebody has a couple of thousand, they are probably monetized. So watching a video or two or ad or two definitely helps with revenue. I mean, the ads that go across, like, that show on your feed, like when you're watching a video, you might see certain things like on the bottom part of it. That helps as well because those are like ad cards. So as long, for however long you guys are on that video and that ad is showing, that kind of sort of adds to it. But because that's stationary, that doesn't pay out as much as actual like advertising, and you guys watching, parts of that. I just learned that about a month ago. Oh yeah, you did. I have not done my homework yet, but I plan to be in class either way. Knew that they forced you to watch now because you can't click off. So that's okay. So I'll tell you, most people will set it up that way. So we get asked. So for some like this one, this is a really long video. I can go in afterwards and let's say for the playback of this, they will put ads strategically in there. Now, I don't know how Quentin does it, but when I'm watching Quentin Giles on his will show ads in the middle. And I'm like, wait a minute, now how we get that? Because I would like to have in the middle of my stuff too, my live videos, to be able to get paid more. Because I really, when I say I don't get paid for this, like you guys watch an ad at the beginning, right? But if you're watching for a full 2 hours and there's no ads, I'm not getting any ad revenue, which is very foolish. It's very, very foolish of me to stay on for 2 hours, not getting paid. Who works? This is a job for me. Like it's really sad that I stay on for 2 hours helping people making $0. I mean, I do it in the hopes that, hey, we do have some amazing products. We have some amazing classes. I would love for you guys to join us over in the academy, take a class or two. You take classes, you get access to the student union, hang out with us in the Facebook group. You can ask questions over there. If it's something that I can answer in video form in 15 minutes or less, I have made countless videos for people to answer their questions. So, hey, I do this in hopes that you will get our products, you will enroll in a class, but I make no money in these 2 hours I've been on here, except for those who have come in late and they have to watch a little ad or two. But nope, 2 hours and I will make less than someone that works at McDonald's. That's how you know that this is a labor of love. In 2 hours that I am here, I will make less than what someone at McDonald's makes. But when it comes to the videos, we have an option of like skippable videos, non-skippable videos. So if you select the ones that say non-skippable, they will put them in there to where you cannot skip. Those are normally just 15 to 20-second videos. I don't think they do the 30-second ones. They will never have one of the longer 1 minute, 5 minute ones as something that's not skippable. But whenever they do the skip ones, it's like 15, like no more than like 15, 20 seconds. But we have the option to turn that on or off. So it's not to get full credit for it. Like it's a certain, like you have to watch so many seconds of it, which is why the ones that are skippable is basically telling you like, okay, you need to watch it for this time. Like that helps us get credit for that particular video. And then most people, and like AdSense right now, people, if you watch actual content creators, a lot of, I keep going to say people, but a lot of content creators, they'll tell you, we're not making money from AdSense. AdSense revenue has dropped. Most content creators that have like vlogs and things like that, they are making their money off of sponsorships. I'm not opposed to sponsorships, but I also don't want to play the games of certain sponsorships. So I choose to just be authentic, and anything that you hear me recommend is because I spent my own money on it. It's not a sponsored thing in any way, shape, or form. Now, ones that I do wish that I would probably get a little sponsorship from is ones that help my family, like Factor or HelloFresh, baby. HelloFresh, because I was tired of cooking and trying to figure out what to cook. So like things like HelloFresh are sponsorships that I would like. Skillshare, I like sponsorships like that. But all these other ones, I'm not big on sponsors. But people will tell you that they make more money off of, sponsorships than they do ads. AdSense money has gone down so much for all creators, which is why a lot of them have started things like, oh yeah, now I have this digital product, or I'm doing this, they're now adding on way more than just creating content. Like some of my family vloggers and stuff like that, they're doing more shorts. You get paid more money for shorts and more so reels, like on Instagram, than you do full on like videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it's rough out here sometimes for these Google AdSense dollars. When I rewatch videos, I let the videos play out because another content creator informed us that helps the channel. It does help. I refresh my videos to see how many likes there are, and ads came up before the live resumed. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. That's interesting. So maybe it is happening. But if you just watch it straight through, then you don't get the ads. Let's see. I was going to say, it does help, but we also, like for any content creator, you don't get paid for every single view. Like the way that the money works out is they pay you pennies for every 1,000 views. I won't say pennies. They pay you a certain amount. For me, it's pennies. For some people, they might be at like $5. They might be at $10 for every 1,000 views. Some people are at like just a few dollars for every 1,000 views. Some people are very like really, really up there. It just depends on your platform. It depends on the engagement, how quickly somebody clicks onto your video, like when you first drop it, your subscriber to like view count ratio. It's a lot of different things that affect it, not just watching ads, but it does help. But if I don't have like 1,000 people watching the video to watch the ads, that video really doesn't make that much money. That's it. I have some videos where like on there, and we're talking a month later, and it tells you like the ad revenue for that one, and it'll be like $3.18. Do you still get paid if I pay for the YouTube with no ads? So that was one of the issues that like and that's another reason why a lot of the revenue has dropped for people, because there are so many YouTube users that have paid for that service, and without ads, we don't get paid, because that's more like, so that we don't really see any part of that revenue. They would never be able to really split that up between all of the content creators. So where it's like, okay, hey, I'm paying for this. That's more so like money for them. So some people were talking about that because they're constantly pushing to get the YouTube premium or ads free and stuff like that. It ends up hurting the content creators. I was told to skip through the videos and watch your entire video for you to get paid, not the ad. So all of the ads help. So when you watch a video, I'm going to go to, let's go to this one. Oh, shoot. I was trying to turn this off. Oh, wait. I'm on my own video, so it may not show because I'm on my own video. Or it's probably also because I'm on my computer and not the, hold on. So let me go to, honestly, but sometimes you'll see like ad cards either on your phone, or you'll see certain ads like running here. So when you are watching that video in its entirety, especially like from your phone, because that ad is showing, and why did nothing show up for this one? That's kind of weird. But because that ad is constantly showing, that does help because it's like that's in your face the entire time. So when you're on like on your phone and you may see the ad card at the bottom. Hold on, let me see something. Maybe I didn't turn monetization on that one on, because that kind of went straight to the video, and that's kind of strange. Content. No, that is definitely on ads. Don't know why it's not showing. Let's see, monetization. Okay, look, I'll show you this screen, right? So the following ad formats are options for your videos. You can have pre-roll. You can have mid-roll, meaning this is where it goes through, like it'll stop, right? In the middle of something and show an ad. Or you can have it set up for post-rolls. You can have non-skippable videos, non-skippable ads, skippable ads, or display ads. So those are like the little cards that you show. So then like when you're doing live ones, you can't really do it. But let's say I'm uploading one, I can actually choose the placement of ads to where it doesn't, like, you know how sometimes you watch stuff and it cuts off in like a really weird spot. Normally that's because they just let them put it wherever they want. So if I go view placement, this one has, so mine doesn't have a pre-roll. So mine, like on that particular video right now, they have the ads heavy here. So what happens is they are looking, like when I let them decide where to do it at, they are looking at how long someone watches the videos. So if YouTube is placing the ads in there, you see how long this video is? But my ads are all within like the first couple of minutes. There's no ads on the back end because they're like, okay, based off of how people watch, no one's watching over here. So it will be watching the full video, but that's also because they're going to add more ads in the middle of the videos. But if they're seeing that people are dropping off after like 10 minutes or so, you lose the ability to make money on the back half of your videos because they're going to stack them in the beginning and not put it anywhere else. Now, I could go in here and take one and say, okay, I want it to kind of go in the middle. It doesn't help because it's still only, and look how close those two were. I didn't realize that was two things there. So I could do it that way, and I can take the 4 ads that they've put in here and I can make them spread out more, right? But if they've noticed that people are not watching past 5 minutes, this is pointless for me because no one's ever going to see them. Or I could have left them the way that they were. And you can always add an ad break. And I can put that ad break wherever I want it to be at. And now this will add more ads to it. So on certain live videos, like if people kind of came in at the beginning and they're watching, I've gone on some of them and I come on here and it's way too many ad breaks. And sometimes that's a deterrent for people, or it's annoying because I know it's annoying for me. If I'm watching something and it has 30,000 ad breaks, I click off. I'm sorry. I click off because I'm like, dang, I'm just getting into it. And it's all these damn ad breaks. It drives me nuts. I love Jessie Woo, but her videos are ones that's notorious for that. I just be getting into it and it's all these 30,000 ad breaks. I'm like, damn, and she be getting to the good stuff. So I sometimes just click off because I just can't take all them ads. But it's a lot of times I'll come in here and I shoot myself in the foot because I will remove some of them, like the ones right here. It's an ad at 5 minutes and 14 seconds, and then another one here. So it might be a display one. That one might be a display one. This might be a video. This might be a display one or whatever, but you can choose how many ads. Like I can literally go and put an ad every single minute if I wanted to. So yeah, that's kind of how that works. When saving a design in JPEG or PNG, its pixels can be changed to inches in silhouette. When saving a design in JPEG or PNG, its pixels can be changed to inches in silhouette. Huh? I'm confused. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. And like I said, it can be any of these types. When we go in and we like upload one, it lets us choose, do we want pre-roll, mid-roll, post-roll? But for the live ones, it's just telling me placement. It's not telling me like which kind. So, and I can go place automatically, change existing ad breaks. Existing ad breaks will be removed. One or more new ad breaks will be placed in natural gaps in your video. You can adjust where they are placed. So if I just go change, it will, it left, this one it left the same, but yeah. So yeah, that's that. All right, y'all, I am over my 2 hours explaining YouTube. So until next time, I have quite a few designs I need to work on. I need to finish a couple ebooks. So until next time. They could, if you have people who are like, no matter what, I want this information. But people like me, for certain ones, it's like, it's not worth it. I can come back to it later. There are some videos where it's like ad after ad after ad after ad, and it is annoying as hell, and I click off. If no one, the ad can be there, but if a person does not get to that point to view it, then it's not beneficial to you. So that's when someone was saying that, like someone was telling them to watch the video in its entirety. Yeah, you want to watch it in its entirety so that you can catch all the ads, and that's how you'll make more money. But I'll tell you, YouTube money is not what it used to be. Now that so many people are on the platform, now that ad revenue is like, it grows by leaps and bounds. And because your videos live forever, if I stop making videos today, as long as I don't fall out of whatever requirements for monetization, my kids will eat off of whatever money comes in from people watching any of the videos that I put out there for the past 10 years. If I never make a video, am I going to be up there high revenue? No, but it will be something that will come in and will deposit to our account every single month, as long as I stay within good standing. So it is a good thing just for revenue for my family if anything ever happens to me. But it just doesn't pay out like it used to. It doesn't at all. I was thinking I need you at my job to question you about everything. We have a couple of nurses that I always ask everything they come through. All right, y'all. I am out of here. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.